Hey guys, what's up? It's Amanda and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing another sketchbook update, and this is actually a brand new sketchbook that I started. So you guys have not been formally introduced yet, but this is her. She's another Canson mixed media sketchbook, 7 by 10 inches. You guys know these are my new favorite sketchbooks of all time. I love them, and of course I love to decorate the covers with stickers. These are just the ones that I've added so far. This one's by Alexi Brewer, and then I just have a couple of other ones. You can see a few more here, and let's just get into the sketchbook tour. So I started the sketchbook on July 3rd, so it's been almost 2 months and I'm doing the first update, so I didn't go through this quite as quickly as I thought I had, but I still have a good amount of sketches here and I want to share them. So this is not actually the first drawing that I did on here. The first drawing that I actually did was on this page, and I did that to sort of break out of that first page anxiety and warm up a little bit before moving on to the first page. So if you guys saw my last sketchbook tour, I did a lot of pinups, especially near the end, because I was doing a pinup illustration for Art Stravaganza. So I was doing more pinups here, and then I went back to the first page and did this because I wanted to do something that was a little bit more semi-realistic, and this is just with pen. So I always like to work in exclusively pen if I'm just trying to warm up a little bit and sort of get a feel for drawing if I haven't drawn in a little while or it's my first sketch of the day. Now, these are also Art Stravaganza related. These were from a couple weeks back already, but we did a Zodiac fashion challenge, and I was partnered with Edward Suo. So I drew her mermaid couple, and I did them as Capricorn and as Libra. So you can see that video on my channel as well. This is a quick little thumbnail of a summer redraw that I did a couple months ago now. Well, it couldn't have been that long ago, I guess. But you guys saw this on my channel as well. I did a redraw challenge, and this was just sort of the very rough sketches. There's a lot of pages like this in my sketchbook where it's just sort of very loose lines that don't mean a lot, but it's something to build on. And that's usually all it takes. Here is some hand practice. Now, I don't do this very often, but when I started the sketchbook, I was actually up at Keith's family cabin, and phone service was limited, so I was like, what else am I gonna do? And so I actually sat down and drew hands. Oh my gosh, I can't even talk. I actually sat down and drew hands, and I just used my own hands as reference, and some of them are okay, but some of them I could definitely see where I need to improve, and I'm happy that I took the time to sort of practice that in the sketchbook. I really want to do more pages like this. This is the initial concept of my pinup drawing, the Hello Siri drawing. I recreated it a little bit, but it is obviously heavily based on this sketch, so you can see that here, and I colored this using my Pentel Pocket Brush pen and my Pentel Aquash pen, which is just filled with part water, part India ink. So I didn't color on the back of that page like I usually do. Maybe I'll revisit that later. But then I just did this really loose, messy drawing. It's good to do these sometimes just to sort of get out of your own head. I don't like this page, but I usually like what follows if I do a sketch like this. So it's important to have these sort of rough ideas down, and I liked the contrast of like the light and the dark. I'm really trying to get better with contrast, so this was just sort of me pushing that boundary a little bit. Here is some little roses that I was practicing. I really liked the first one I did, which I think was this one, and then sort of as I progressed I started liking them less and less, so I just sort of gave up there. This is my original character, Volana. I just sort of felt like drawing her, which doesn't happen very often, and I really wanted to do a piece of Helios and Volana during the eclipse that just happened in the US, and I'm really bummed that I wasn't able to do that in time, but maybe I will still do an updated illustration of them, because I actually did an illustration last year of them and I titled that Eclipse, oddly enough, but I think I could do better. So yeah, I drew Volana, and then I drew Helios on the other side. And I did a later sketch of Helios that I like better than this one, so you'll see that in a moment. Here we have Jon Snow and Daenerys Targaryen, and these are the initial concepts that I sketched out for the two-part illustration that I did of them. And you guys can see that on my channel because this was also a video. And I basically kept these exact sketches and just transferred them because I really liked the way these sketches came out. And in fact, I like them even a little bit more in pen just because you really have all of that movement. And I don't know, I just feel like it captures the emotion a little bit better. That could just be my opinion, but I really like these sketches. This was just sort of a fun free-for-all page. I wanted to see how good of a job I could do at filling up an entire page. I can't even remember the first thing that I sketched on this page. I think it was this, but it also might have been this face. I'm not exactly sure, but then it just sort of like grew from there, and there's all these sort of like hidden words and hidden little stick figures jumping around, and I don't know, I think it's cool. I think it's fun and different and not something that I normally do, so I don't know, it's kind of neat. So yeah. And then here I wanted to practice drawing a girl brushing her hair or like putting her hair up, and I didn't really like these. I feel like they would have been better if I had used reference. You can see some Copic ink bleeding through because on the back here, I was playing around with a couple of color combinations, and I don't know, for some reason I just thought of like these three colors specifically, and I was like, I really want to see what it looks like if I kind of blend these all together and, you know, see what I can make. So yeah, I don't know, I was just kind of playing around with that for some reason. I usually don't do like these color swatch things in my sketchbook, but I think I might do more of them because they might be good for color palettes later on, so who knows. So this was the first drawing that I did as part of my birthday live stream. So I did a stream for my 23rd birthday on the 18th, and I basically just kind of gave you guys free reign, and you guys told me what to draw. The first thing that you guys requested was for me to draw me because it was my birthday. So I drew myself in the outfit that I was wearing on stream, and I did these balloons, and then I wrote down all of the Instagram handles for everybody that was in the stream at that time, which was really cool. I don't know, it's fun. I like this page a lot. And then on this page, you guys asked me to draw myself as a Sailor Scout, which was also kind of cool. So I did myself like in all bright yellow, and I kept my hair the way that I keep it, and I gave myself Converse. So yeah, this is super cute. And then of course I had to add a little bit of BG10, so I drew a little blue bow, and I call myself Sailor Sun. I don't know if that's like a thing. I don't think there is a Sailor Sun in the original anime, but yeah, so I did this. This was fun. I really like the loose style. I don't even see any real sketch lines here, maybe a couple, but for the most part I just kind of went in straight with ink and color, and I think that it really works. So I really like the style of these two pieces just because they are very quick and loose. And then on that stream, somebody else requested that I draw Helios, and I really like the way that this pose turned out. It's just a little bit more interesting that he's not fully facing the viewer. I like that he's like turned off and then just like peeking at the viewer. I think that that's kind of neat. So yeah, and somebody asked that I draw an elephant, so I did, and it came out pretty cute, pretty simple, I guess. And then this is my character Aurora, and I really had fun with this page. So I did her sort of in this floating, you know, space thing, as I often do when I don't want to do backgrounds. But then I was like, okay, well, you know, if she's floating in space, let's draw space. And I did, and I basically sprayed a lot of the Copic ink in the background with rubbing alcohol, so it gave it like this really cool blend effect, and I actually really like how it looks down here. I don't like it as much up close, but when you see it like from above, just far enough away on the camera, it actually looks kind of cool. I would love to play around with this more and try and learn how to control it a little more, but you can see on the back everything bled through, so Yeah, but I really did like that page. And then towards the very end of the stream, the last request that I got was to do Mary Poppins, which I like got not even halfway through, so sorry I didn't do this request much justice. But yeah, so this was towards the end of the live stream. This was the Hollyhock design for the Deadly Cupcake Collective. Now what's interesting about this is I actually drew it in my sketchbook first, and I drew it larger, and then later had to scan it and scale it down, which is like a lot of extra steps for a trading card size illustration. But yeah, I really like this sketch. And then this is just another little doodle for another video that I was doing, and I was trying to play around with a different style, but I didn't really end up going in this direction at all. So yeah, this is the Art Extravaganza redraw concept that I did for that video. I was partnered with Nirel, and we basically, you give your partner an old piece of yours, and then they have to redraw it in their style. So Nirel gave me a piece that she did years ago. I think it was like maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and I kind of redrew it as I would interpret it now. So the name of her piece was called Starlike Stereo, which is why you see that there. It's inspired by a song of the same name, and this was the first concept sketch. This was the second concept sketch, and then this was the final one that I ended up going with, which was closer to the first, but I just felt like the legs were a little bit awkward in this first one. I liked the torso, but I just felt like, I don't know, it was like his body was too twisted, like his legs needed to be more relaxed and like open. And then here they were like too tense still, and so I finally got it the way I wanted to look here, which is the sketch that the original illustration is based off of. I don't know why I didn't use this page either. Maybe I'll go back and fill up some of these pages that are still blank, because it's still a perfectly good sketchbook as far as I'm concerned. And this page is just a quick little thumbnail and color concept for a video that I'm not sure is out yet, so I don't want to say too much about it, just in case it's not up yet. But if it is, go check it out. So yeah, I don't want to say too much about this, but this was one of the first times that I actually sort of laid out my colors before starting the illustration. So I kind of just loosely put down some colors that I thought I was going to use, because I definitely didn't want to overwhelm the viewer, and I actually think that this was beneficial to me, and I think I'm going to use this technique for more full color illustrations with like elaborate backgrounds in the future, because I feel like this was very helpful. This is just a little doodle of Batgirl and Nightwing, and I did this using my Staedtler Tri-Plus fine liners. I don't know, that's kind of fun. I like the mix of the yellow and the red, because I use the yellow like I would a no photocopy blue pencil. It's just a very light initial sketch, and then I go over it with a darker color. Same thing with this, and then on this page, I was trying to create the design for mine and Alexi's Crunchyroll Expo announcement, because we were going to be doing Crunchyroll Expo together and sharing a booth, and so we wanted to do like a little social media announcement saying that we were both going to be there. So initially I was going to draw both of us like in little sushi rolls, but I was really strapped for time, and I just wasn't sure I was going to be able to get that looking just the way that I wanted. So then I just kind of stuck with doing little bust shots of us in these little chibi style, and that ended up working out pretty well. Here is my Spider-Man Homecoming sketch, and another blank page. I don't know what I was doing, just leaving all of these pages blank. I usually have been getting better about using both sides of the page, unless like something's bled through. But anyway, I sketched this out entirely on a live stream and basically inked and colored it as well, and this was a lot of fun, and I like the way that it turned out. I think it looks really good. These, oh my gosh, another blank freaking page. I think part of the reason that I don't color on the back right away is because I like scan these, and sometimes if you scan something and there's something on the back of it, it'll kind of alter the image, but usually it's still fine. So I don't know, there's so many pages that are just like, I still could draw in here. Yeah, anyway, these are my snack sticker designs that I did specifically for Crunchyroll Expo, but they also are for sale now on my online store, so you can see like the finished colored version. I also did a video of me coloring these in Photoshop, so you can see that as well. Just really, really simple designs that I think are really fun. And there's Sailor Moon, Steven Universe, and Naruto. So I don't know, that was kind of a different thing for me to make something like specifically for a sticker. It was kind of cool, so I like that. Another blank freaking page. Come on, Amanda, get it together. Here I was drawing Kid Flash because I wanted to do sort of a similar piece like I did for the Spider-Man one, but with Kid Flash I wanted to use very similar colors and sort of the same composition in a way. So yeah, I think I am going to move ahead and do a piece like this. I just haven't gotten around to really finalizing it yet. Then we just have some very rough thumbnails for the rest of my Sailor Moon series. You can see I have Sailor Saturn here, Sailor Pluto, Sailor Uranus, and Sailor Neptune. These are just really rough designs for me to kind of get the composition down and just sort of hash out all of the elements with the pose. I ended up changing this one quite a bit, but yeah, so I did that. I still want to do Tuxedo Mask and Queen Serenity, so I think I might do those down here. Again, another blank page, no shocker. I had to tear a page out so I could write something for my booth at the convention, and I didn't get a lot of sketching done at the convention, believe it or not. I just didn't have time, I guess. You know, I was pretty busy just talking with everybody, but one of the people that I talked to at the booth, somehow we got on the conversation of how Starfire from Teen Titans is just like the most socially woke person of like all time, and we could just picture her like being on Twitter like just baffled by the fact that Donald Trump even exists. So like I kind of wanted to draw that, so I drew her like looking at her phone. Like I was gonna have her like blocking Donald Trump on Twitter, but I didn't get very far. But I definitely wanted to get all of the elements down on the page just in case I do want to go back and finish this in the future. So yeah. This is just a little design that I think I want to turn into a sticker as well. I think she's just really cute. I want to call her like Love Bug or something because I think that'd be really cute. But yeah, this is just sort of a chibi style that I've been playing around with, and I think it's cute. And yeah, so I sketched that out in pencil and then inked it with Pentel Pocket Brush Pen. This is another piece that I want to do a full illustration of, and I sort of have this idea. I did something similar for Inktober last year. If you guys were following along with me for Inktober, I did a sketch of a girl with wings and like a dress, a black dress, and then this like silhouette of a birdcage in the background. I want to do something very similar to that, but I'm changing the composition a little bit, and I'm changing the character a little bit. So yeah, I was playing around with that, and again, this is my Pentel Aquash pen that's filled with water and India ink. This is another ink doodle that I did. This got me super excited for Inktober, you guys, and I think for Inktober I'm going to continue working in the mixed media sketchbooks just because I really feel like they can hold up to a lot of different mediums. I covered this whole page with several layers of ink wash, and it warped a little bit, but not much. So I think I'm definitely gonna continue working probably in this exact sketchbook. I will continue working on this sketchbook throughout the month of September, and then if I have 30 pages left, I will just keep using it for Inktober. But if not, that's fine too. I can just move on to one of the many backups that I have now. If you guys have been watching my art hauls, I have been collecting these things like mad. So I have like 3 extras that I can use. Anyway, so yeah, I did this sketch. It was actually inspired by a video that Hello Alice did where she was painting with gouache, and something about the composition of her piece made me think of a girl wearing a scarf and having that scarf kind of trail off into like a path in the background. So I really like this concept. I think it's kind of spooky and eerie. But yeah, anyway, I like this. I think it came out cool. So yeah, that is everything in the sketchbook for right now. It's about 30 sketches, give or take, or like 30 pages worth, something like that. So yeah, And I have some more stickers here in the back. Ooh, I really want to do Inktober in here now because I have Monique's witch stickers in here, so I think that would be cute. And then here's the back of it. So yeah, this is the sketchbook thus far. Still about 2/3 of the way to go before it is finished, but I hope you guys liked seeing what I've done in here so far. Thumbs up if you like sketchbook update videos, and I can try and do them a little bit more frequently, although with Inktober rolling around, I would highly suggest that you follow me on Instagram because I'm going to be posting daily over there, and then I will do a final recap on this channel at the end of Inktober. So I will not be doing daily Inktober videos here on my YouTube channel, but you can check out my Instagram. I will definitely be posting them there. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you later. Bye!